So we're finally going to learn how to use functions in Google Sheets. Well, for this specific program, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write different values for inputs. They don't really mean anything in particular. So 2, 3, 55, 66, 33, 11, 23. I will mark all of this in yellow because that's a rule. And then I'm going to start using the different functions that we already talked about. So the first function is sum. Since we're going to be using functions, a function requires the use of the symbol equal. So it's a formula. So in this formula, I will type the word SUM, and then I will put the parentheses. Now what I want you to see is that as soon as I put the parentheses, it's telling me an example and how to use it, what type of values, what it does. So you see, it's very helpful to look at that information. So it's telling me that I need to put values with commas. So A1, comma, A2, comma, A3, comma, A4, comma. I can click in them as well, comma, comma, and then I have to hit enter. I don't need to put the closing parentheses. If I hit enter, it will add it for me. So it tells me that the addition of all of these values is 193. Now this is very time consuming. I have a better method. I can do equal sum parentheses, and I could just select all of these cells. If I select all of the cells, observe how it says A1 colon A7. So A1 colon, the colon means from here to there. So from A1 to A7, enter, and observe how I obtain exactly the same value. You can do different combinations. You can do equal. Let's say I want to do the sum of these two, comma, these three, just to give an example. The next one is average. So I do equal. I also want you to note that as soon as I type the first letter, it gives me all of the options. In here, it gives me all of the options that start with the letter A. As I keep typing, it gives me the different possibilities. So average, parentheses, and again, I'm going to select all of these cells. So the average of all of those cells. The next one, I want to calculate the median of all of these cells. Next one, the maximum, the minimum, the count. So as you see, we are just going to follow the same pattern. Now, as I said, I can do the median, comma, of just some specific cells. I can do this one, comma, this one, comma, this one. If that is what I need to do. You don't always have to select all of them. The most interesting thing in here is that we can use these functions as part of our formula. So for example, I can do equal the sum of the first three values. I close the parentheses, and then in here I can add more things with the use of other operands. So plus, for example, the sum of the last three values. Did you notice it didn't matter what order I use for my cells, it still marked them from A5 to A7, even though I selected A7 first. I close the parentheses and I hit enter. So this is telling me it's adding 2 plus 3 plus 55 plus 33 plus 11 plus 23.